hope you guys can hear me. Hi, hello, welcome to my first ever video. That is a lie. I've been trying to film for a little while. But here it is. Welcome to the first ever YouTube video on this channel. The topic is helping you integrate the fragments. A tarot reading. Ta-da! We're going to be talking about mostly what it's going to be about is talking about those parts of ourselves that we might have lost along the way, whether that be to trauma or just, society. There's so many reasons why we might lose parts of ourselves nowadays. I just wanted to make a reading about those fragments of ourselves that are kind of lost in our psyche, and how we can just integrate them, because they all have, a purpose, they all have a meaning, they all have a function. And in order to be whole and full and fulfilled, we need to be using our whole being, we should be using our whole being, and we should have access to our whole being, and we should claim our power. If it's been taken away, it's been fragmented from us, then we're going to be talking about that in this video. Our fragments here we have pile 1, this little seashell thingy. Well, it's not a shell, but it comes from the sea. I picked this up from the beach myself. And then we have this, if I'm not mistaken, well, I forgot the name. It's some sort of shell that I got in a package. And this pretty, I don't know if you guys can pick up on the colors, but it's like purplish, pinkish rock. It's broken right here. This was a gift from my sister. So choose with your intuition. Remember, usually one thing that works for me is just when I click on the video, I usually just immediately look, or in the thumbnail, I look at the piles and the ones that immediately just calls me out. I don't really take my time to look at the piles, but you guys can use whatever method you want. So here, I'll leave you to it. Hit pause if you need more time choosing the pile. And let's get going. I am currently offering private readings, so if you would like a private reading with me, go down below the description box, check that out, and I'll see you guys around. That's my doggy. So if you chose pile 1, this is going to be your reading. Here today, helping you integrate fragments of yourself that you might have lost along the way. I'm not, really specific about what fragments. It could be anything. It could be, a shadow aspect. It could be your inner child. It could be essentially anything. I'm open to reading your energy. Okay, let's see what we can tell. Pile 1, fragments that they might need integration. They might need to integrate in their life. Fragments of themselves that they might have lost here and there. Parts of themselves, personality traits. It could be literally anything. Let's see what comes up for you guys. Hopefully the mic is picking up in the sound. You guys can hear me clearly. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Okay, I think that's enough. Let me shuffle the oracle cards really quickly. I think I'm going to start with the oracle cards first to get the overall theme. The fragment itself, and then we'll break it down with tarot. Let's see for pile 1, what fragments of themselves are they needing to integrate? What parts of themselves have they lost along the way? Or, it's been lost. It's just a little bit out of balance. It could still be there, but you know, not working in balance, in proper function. Okay, last one. Let's see, for pile 1, what fragments of themselves? Okay, we got 2. I don't take reversals in this specific deck. Okay, so here we have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Let's see if you guys can read it. Okay. And we have Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. Sorry. Okay. So let's see. I can feel the energy coming from those solar plexus, and here we have like this light coming out from the solar plexus specifically. I think it has a lot to do with believing in yourself and actually thinking you're capable of achieving something. That the fragment that you have lost it's like that fire, that belief in yourself, that motivation. If you know anything from the solar plexus, you know that's like the center of like your, it's like, I always say that it reminds me of like the heart chakra of the self, because the heart, you connect to love externally and internally, but the solar plexus, it's like your relationship with yourself. It's like your heart, but for your fire, essentially. I don't know if you guys are getting the reference, but it's like that belief, that part of yourself that takes the lead, that makes shit happen, that actually allows you to take the steps to make shit happen, because you're taking the steps, trusting in yourself and knowing that you will get to where you want to get. And with Break the Chain right here, we can say, I can actually feel some of your guides are actually ancestors, and they're right here with you. They're like working alongside you with this all the time, because that is not something, you know, that is something from, you know, from them, essentially, from patterns that came down to you that aren't really, that were not really inside of your control at all times. It's like a pattern that's been going on for a lot of a lot of generations in your family, actually. Okay, so we got what we needed from these. The fragment of yourself is that self-belief, that part of yourself that takes the lead, that believes in the fire that you carry within, and in that power that you have to actually create and manifest the life that you deserve. And that is a big theme in this reading. How much you deserve, how deserving of it you are. And the message that I'm getting is to remember that your worth is never based on something tangible, something that you can, you know, something that you can see, you can count, you can touch. You're just worthy because you are. And that is what, essentially what it feels like to be standing in your power when it comes to your solar plexus, is knowing that you're worthy because you are, and that's it. You don't have to prove to anyone or yourself, because sometimes, you know, we can be our own worst critic or our own worst enemy, just to put it that way, in terms of believing in ourselves, in terms of sabotaging ourselves and not really believing we're capable of anything, when we are in reality capable of everything, and we are worthy of everything, just because we are. Okay. Here we have, whoa, I have a bunch of cards. Let's see. The Fool, Strength, 8 of Wands, Justice, and 7 of Pentacles. We have the Fool in reverse, Strength in reverse, 8 of Wands, and Justice in reverse. 8 of Wands upright. Sorry about that. And the 7 of Pentacles upright. Okay. So I see a journey. Like, I'm getting the message from this card. I see a journey and I'm seeing this donkey right here. And I'm hearing, like, you believe you are the donkey right here. When in reality, you are, like, your energy right now, it's being represented by the Fool in the Strength. And you are the one that thinks that it's in reverse. Essentially, it's appearing to me in reverse because you're seeing it that way. You're thinking, like, you know, you're thinking self-sabotaging thoughts, and you're not really believing in yourself and not really seeing your capabilities right now. But your energy and what you're being encouraged to do and how you integrate this fragment of yourself, how you make yourself believe again, how you know, go for it, how you just unapologetically be yourself, become yourself again, you know, integrate those parts of yourself, is by letting go of control. I can see that you're a very strong person, but your strength you're kind of using it in reverse or backwards. It's like you're using the strength that you have to convince yourself and self-sabotage, essentially convince yourself that to tone it down, to just stay quiet, stay small, make yourself small, make yourself tiny, make yourself disappear, your wishes. I think this might be an energy that you might not be consciously picking up on, but this might look like, you know, procrastinating and just, oh, I'll do it later, or I would love to do this, but you don't really make a plan to actually, you know, take the action to go through with it and actually give yourself those experiences that you've been wanting to have, that you've been craving. So you've been literally using up all of that energy that you have available to yourself, just pushing those away. And I can see why. I can see, like, from this card, I can feel a lot of burnout, like you have a lot on your plate. So that might be, you know, maybe getting in the way of you relaxing. It might be helping you believe that since you have all those wands on your plate and they're like, you know, you think you have them all laid down perfectly, it gives you the illusion that you can actually be in control of absolutely everything and micromanage the universe, essentially, when it's all an illusion. And in order to be able to explore this energy freely, you know, be in the Fool's energy, which is an energy of being free, of taking risk, of just not even thinking it twice. You feel the want, the need in your heart, you feel the passion, and you just take the leap, you take the step, you take the action. You don't go into this, you know, second guessing process when you're, for example, I do it a lot. Whenever I have to make a decision, I just get stuck in just fucking thoughts just looping all over my head, around and round and round and round. And that doesn't let me to just, that doesn't allow me to just freely move through my desires and my wishes, which is the Fool's energy. And I can hear the message. I can see what they say. You have to put some of those down, because I can see that some of those you picked up on your own. It might sound a little rough, but it's like I can see you holding on to those ones because they give you some sense of control. So there's a need to reevaluate what you have in your life and what you're actually getting from that. What are you actually getting? Is it just giving the illusion that your life is not falling apart, when in reality it might need to fall apart? Usually with this path, there is a part where it has to break and it has to fall and it has to crumble. And one thing to remember, it's that just because it feels awful, it does not mean that it wasn't meant to be. And I think you're going to get to a moment where you're really going to have to evaluate your life and your decisions and where you are at this point, and kind of crumble and disappear, and clean out the things, energies, places, habits, whatever, thoughts. It could be anything, but I think there's going to be a very, very important and very healing tower moment for you. We don't have the tower right here, but I can feel the energy of, before you're able to get to have these energies to yourself and have them, see them yourself and be able to wield them and handle them and work with them yourself and use them for your own good, for your own gain in your own life, and integrate those pieces. You're going to have to let go of certain things that are literally taking up space and taking away your energy, but are leading you not where you want to go, and are making you feel like a donkey, when in reality you're this beautiful creature that's a few steps away. I'm so sorry about that. Not steps, you're like literally a change of perspective about yourself away. And that comes with, painful realizations of the things that you've been doing, and how, like, a thought that might come to mind. It's like, how did I just allow this to happen? How did I just not see this happening? Because I see there's a lot of patterns that you're not really holding on to, based on your soul and what you want and what you love. It's not based on something good, but most so like based on your ego and everything ego based. It's like you're literally going through an ascension process, and you're shedding skin, and you're letting go of all versions of yourself in order to integrate this fragment of yourself and integrate this fire, this drive, this passion, and this belief in yourself once again. Let's see what else wants to come through. Knight of Cups. Oh shit. I think that was too much. Okay, this one wanted to stay, so let's keep her. 3 more, Spirit, please. 3 more. 1, we got 1, we got 1. We got this one. 1 more. We just need 1 more. Let it be 1. Not more. Okay, here we go. This one wanted to show itself. Right here. Let's see. Oh, it's a lot of pink. Look at that. Oh, this one. My brain, it crashed a little. Okay, so here we have the Knight of Cups, the 9 of Cups, Ace of Cups. Those two are in reverse. Nine of Cups reverse. Ace of Cups reverse. Eight of Wands. Eight of Swords, sorry. And Ten of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, here we have like your, you have to tap more into why you want it. Like, really sit down with yourself and the things that you want, the things that, it doesn't matter if it's now or just once in the past, lit your fire. Just really sit with those parts of yourself, even if you can't reignite them at this moment, because you know it's a process, it takes time, it's hard, you know, you can't really just integrate this big chunk of yourself in one day, in one session, in one sitting. Well, some people might be able to, but not everybody. That's not always the case. And it's very hard to connect yourself to those parts of yourself, integrating. It's really one of the hardest things to do, because you really have to sit with something that doesn't even feel real to you. And that's something that I'm seeing here in the cards, and it's something I can personally relate to. So essentially you're just sitting down with abstract parts of yourself that you just know are yours by memory, by just intuition, but you can't really identify with them. And like, I can feel the agony, I can feel like the pain of you know, losing oneself and losing such an important part of yourself. And I am, you know, guessing that your life has been very hard, because living without drive, it's one of the hardest things to do, because you still have to get up every morning and do shit, because just by existing you can't really afford the living. You can't really, you know, live, you survive. If you just wake up without a drive, you're living in survival mode consistently every day. And that's something that I'm seeing in the cards right now. Like, whenever you lay down to rest, I don't really think that you're really getting a lot of rest. Look at this image right here. I feel like your little body, it's stuck in survival mode, so resting, it's a really hard thing to do and a really hard thing to achieve. But here we're being asked, you're being asked to sit down with your emotions, with the memory, even if you can't connect to the feeling, the memory of feeling like you wanted something, and just, for example, giving it to yourself through, sorry about that, your favorite meal. Whenever I'm having a hard day, for example, I'm like, I have tummy issues, I shouldn't eat a lot of the things that I really do like, that I consider like my favorite foods. But even if I'm having a bad tummy day, if my head is not screwed right, I will give myself the chance to sit with that desire of wanting my favorite thing to eat, and sitting with it and eating, even though I get a tummy ache after. But just sitting with that energy in moments where I'm feeling like absolute crap is very important to me, and is very helpful to me, and that's something that could be very, very beneficial to you. Just saying, just fuck it, I'm going to eat my favorite meal, that is a badass move. That is a powerful thing to do. Just really following those little things that you can just say, like, you know, I'm just gonna take the long way home today, I'm just gonna do this, I'm just gonna do that. And really embracing those little moments until they become bigger and bigger, and hopefully at the end your whole life is, you know, what it pleases you, and it's for you and not for somebody else, and not for those parts of yourself, you know, not for a shadow, not something that you're following, but really just following your heart and your desires. And I think I'm gonna leave it right here, pile one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get something from it, and you get to integrate that beautiful part of yourself that it's so needed. It's so needed, and not only for yourself, but like it's so needed in a collective way, because this is a wound that we're seeing coming up a lot, and we're all one. So remember, the work you do on yourself, you're doing on everybody in one way or the other, and you're having an impact on anything and everything, because everything is an interaction. You always matter. So I hope you have a beautiful day or night, or anything in between. Bye-bye. Hi. Hello. If you chose this little shell, this is going to be your reading. Hello, pile 2. How you doing? I hope you guys are doing great today, and even if you're not, I just hope you're present with your emotion and with yourself, and you remember the only way out is through. And no emotion is a negative emotion. There's no good or bad in terms of emotion. I'm already tapping into your energy, and I can sense there's a lot of emotion. Let's see. I'm going to start with an oracle card to help decipher and represent the fragment that we're going to be talking about. It could be anything. I'm really not putting, any limits or anything. It's just any fragment of any kind within your psyche, within yourself, within your energy. What fragment of yourself do you need to integrate? Let's see. Okay, we got this one right here. We actually got 2. Okay. We got transformation, and just say yes. Transformation right here. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Have this beautiful card with just say yes. So pile 2, we've got to say yes some more. Okay, let's see. What parts of yourself are you integrating? Pile 1, pile 2, so sorry. I'm getting third eye energy, I'm getting intuition, I'm getting, moon energy. Could be, not saying you necessarily have to be a feminine, but I'm getting like dark divine feminine. And I'm getting with this, just say yes. There's like a big emphasis on saying yes to yourself. And saying yes to boundaries with other people. Not so much saying yes to other people, but saying yes to yourself and no to people. Which I'm sensing is something new. I am feeling you've been working on setting boundaries with people and realizing that creating a safe space for yourself and creating your reality has a lot to do with boundaries, because boundaries are the ones that create your reality in essence. In an outside, world where, the outside world where you're interacting with people consistently. If you don't know how to set boundaries, then your reality, it's essentially up to them. For them to tell you what to do, where to go, how to look, yada yada yada. Anything could be up for debate when you're not in charge of your own decisions. So I see that the fragment of yourself that you have to integrate is this new version of yourself you're unlocking. This energy is just juicy and delicious. I love this for your pile 2. And I can feel the energies running very high. I can feel this is like new territory that you're starting to explore. you're starting to feel like a bad bitch a little more. You know, you're starting to tap into your dark feminine energy, setting boundaries, saying no, taking your own time, doing your own thing, in charge of your own life, your own decisions. Life be poppin'. I can feel if you're not going out and partying and living the life, then what you doing? You need to go out, party, live life. I'm getting the message. Let me shuffle. Did I shuffle? I'm gonna shuffle a little more because I do not remember. So let's see. I am going to then do the reading with the tarot cards. That was just to identify the fragment of yourself. Let's see. I think we're ready to go. Hello. Hello. Like this. Oh, guys, look. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see something coming your way with that 2, 3, 4. It feels like energy's rushing in. Something coming your way thanks to the transformation. You've been calling in like a different version of yourself that's attracting new experiences in life, whether that be, well, we can see it has to do with other people. Clear, like here. We have the 3 of Cups. And we have the 2 of Cups right here. And we got the 4 of Swords right here. This one's in reverse. There's a lot of colors in your pile. It's like very, very bright energies. Okay, let's see. 2 of Cups. Okay, I see pile 2. I see. So this creating, as I was saying, just adding to what I was saying. So with creating your boundaries, it's like you opened up a door to new experiences, especially regarding other people, because before you might be still or just might be starting to get out of a period of stagnation in your social life, more specifically. Yeah, I feel like this was you pre this energy, or you now, because this hasn't happened yet, but it will. It's on its way. I promise. Don't lose your shit. It's getting there. So with this energy, it's like I see you just ruminating, just thinking. I can see you second guessing yourself a lot in interactions with other people, like you being the kind of person that's, after your conversation with the person, would just replay the whole conversation looking for, a flaw, just something that you said wrong. And I can see it taking a big toll on you. Here, it's just like every single little thing, and I think you've been doing a lot of healing, and you've been understanding that sometimes, I think you've been able to differentiate the trigger from the actual projection that the people give you, because people come in all sizes, shapes, and sizes, internally and externally. And internally, a lot of people do not show a lot of emotions externally, even if they feel internally. I am confused, but I'm hoping you are getting what I'm trying to say. And sometimes for people who are a bit more sensitive to the way people say things and communicate things, you might be the kind of person that's like, oh, but they didn't smile. I see this. They didn't, they weren't looking at me. Or I don't know, but just down that line, along those lines. And I can see you healing from that so much so that now you're attracting partnerships in your life. With the Two of Cups, I can see romantic partnerships coming your way. I can see three, so I was saying, the Three of Cups, here, we can see partnerships. Here, we can see friendships. You can see, social gatherings here and there, drinking, just whatever kind of social experience you're envisioning. It's different for everybody, Some of you might enjoy just reading a book, having a picnic with 3 friends, and some of you might want to just go get hammered at the club or something like that. We're all different. But I see you're attracting your ideal situations in terms of your social life because you've been doing so much healing. That was like a separate message that wanted to come through. Maybe you've been feeling, that's why we have to say yes. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit more clear here. We have here sayers. We have these 2 opportunities essentially. This one's showing us romantic opportunities, offers coming through. This one's showing us, social life / friends, gatherings, events. And this might be your energy regarding all of that. You might not be seeing, or you might not really want to open up the door, even though you want all of this. Oh, maybe you're resisting the transformation and the opening up to other people. Let's see. Let's pull more cards on your energy. Come on, pile 2. Let me read you. Oh my god, pile 2. You got lots to say about this. Let's see. Ooh, we got the Fool, the Lovers, and the Knight of Swords. So we got 10 of Swords, right? Yeah, 10 of Swords reverse, the Fool, the Lovers, and the Knight of Swords. So yeah, I see you, pile 2. I see you. What you're needing to integrate is letting this transformation happen, because it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. You might not see it right now, but it's bringing a shit ton of abundance in the social department and the other people outside of yourself department. Even though the transformation is happening within self, and it might feel like, crap, it might feel bad. Transformations, death, rebirth, they're never, they can be. But usually they feel a little crappy. They feel, they make you feel very down, very, very heavy on your energy. And I'm not trying to invalidate your experiences or I'm making it funny, but I can see here that you're still kind of carrying yourself as if this transformation hasn't happened yet, when it has indeed happened, and you are indeed a different person that has healed enough to let this into your life, because it wouldn't be here if you couldn't handle it. Spirit, the universe, God, whatever you want to refer it to, wouldn't allow this into your life if you weren't ready for it. You're just not casting up to it at an ego level. Maybe your ego's still trying to resist the transformation. Maybe it's not letting it happen just yet, but there's no reason for it not to happen just yet. There's, maybe it's not there yet. Maybe you're not seeing the offers right now because you energetically are still closing the doors a little on yourself by not letting the energies flow through you, and really letting yourself go to where this new energy is taking you. It's trying to physically or energetically or mentally take you. And we got the Lovers again. Well, not the Lovers, but another love related card goes with this one. So I can see like the Lovers representing kind of the decision. It's like I don't know if you guys know a little bit of a tarot, but this card also, aside from love and partnership, also represents making decisions, like having to make a decision. And I can see you having to make a decision about love. No, I can see you having to have a conversation with your heart, with your mind and your heart. Like, you have to kind of like connect the two. A lot of the integration process comes from integrating your heart and your mind, because your heart might be pulling you somewhere and your mind, still thinks that that place is unsafe. So a lot of it is feeling your heart and thinking your heart. I don't know if you get like the idea, but just thinking with your heart and realizing that you're no longer in that energy, honey. You have healed so much. You are such a completely different human being. Sorry, there was a very loud car playing very loud music, so here I can see it's about integrating your heart and giving it a voice inside of your mind, and realizing that you're a completely different person, that you're wearing a completely different skin, and then this version of yourself should honor your heart a lot more, because now you have the capabilities. Because before, your heart might have not been the safest place, but now you've created a safe space within your heart that you had to claim for yourself before you can share with the world and other people, and before those energies have a clear access to you. You had to have access to it yourself first. Let's see. One more spirit. Okay, so the High Priestess, the Eight of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, essentially, this was talking about the same message I was giving you guys about standing in your power and having access to that energy yourself, and filling your own cup so that you can. The High Priestess. We got the High Priestess, we got the Eight of Cups, and we got the Knight of Wands. And the High Priestess here is talking about filling your own cup, like, being in that energy and sitting in the place of your heart, in your heart space, and really navigating it without being scared, because it's like you have the key now to enter the space. You just have to, be willing to sit with yourself and really do it. Just really go into your heart space. Really not question, but like sit with it. What do you love? What do you not love? What do you need to change for yourself to be living from heart space a bit more, to incorporate your heart into what you're doing a bit more, really do things that help you connect with that. So I think I'm gonna leave it right here. I am not getting anything else from the cards. The last message is really for you to sit down with your heart and really, take ownership of what it's feeling, and honor it, and honor your emotions, and fill your own cup, because, they're here for you. And those energies are wishing to come in and integrating this. The fragment that you have to integrate is this transformation and this new you, essentially, that was born after all the healing you've been doing. I wish you the best of luck. And remember to say yes a lot more to yourself and say no more to other people. Have a good one. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose this pretty little rock, I don't know if you guys can pick up on the colors. I really hope you can, because they're so gorgeous. They're like lilac and pink and just pretty colors. It's a bit broken. You can see the inside. It's like pretty colors too. Okay, let's start off your reading, guys. Let's move this one aside. Put yours over here, pile 3. We're going to be using these oracle cards to channel the fragment. Essentially identify what fragment of yourself are we channeling, tapping into, what fragment of yourself needs integrating. Let's see. One more. We're ready. Let's see, pile 3. What fragments of yourself? Oh, shoot. Fucking water, dang it. It's bothering me. I hope it doesn't bother you guys. Okay, we got this. Boundaries. Okay, since all of the other groups got 2, you got 2 as well. Oh, look, the color schemes are very similar. Let me show you. Sorry about that. Sorry about that too. Okay, we have boundaries and we have warrior woman. Here you go, boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries in warrior woman? Have you answered your deepest calling? Have you, pile 3? Have you? We shall see. Okay. Okay, I'm getting the message of cutting through people's BS very strongly for you guys. I think you guys, the fragment that you guys need to integrate, it's anger. It's anger, actually. It's a very, very strong energy. I am feeling it all over my body, and it's a very familiar energy, actually. This pile you guys could have been exposed to a lot of gaslighting from, anywhere, from parents to just anywhere in society, anyone that might have had access to your energy. I feel a lot of gaslighting in your earlier years, potentially childhood. And I feel like because of that, your energy has been, anywhere but within yourself. And it has been accessed by many people except for you. So let's see the message. We're going to be channeling the message with the tarot. We got this. Let me put this over here. Eight of Pentacles, the Moon in reverse, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands in reverse, and Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Okay, pile 3. Let's do this, Smiles. Yeah, with the Eight of Pentacles right here, I can see that being like how you feel. That's your energy. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys can pick up on it, but that lady looks like she's just doing what she has to be doing, not what she wants to be doing. And I can tell that that is something that you were very exposed to. I can see you being, you know, like in survival mode. You're just, I would say that in Spanish, like you're going in automático. I just forgot the translation right now for English, but you're just mindlessly going through life, just going at it, just without finding a reason or purpose, without tapping into your emotions that much. Because a lot of your decisions, where you are right now in life, has been based on other people's expectations of you and what they want for you instead of what you want for yourself. So something that you have to integrate. It's anger. Maybe when you were little, you were told that, you know, to be a good girl or a good boy, and to just, you know, shut the fuck up if you were angry, if you were crying, if you were feeling any kind of emotion, but especially if you were angry. It was like, oh no, that's not good. It's not good to raise your voice. It's not good to do this. Anything that had to do with defending yourself. Remember, anger is essentially comes up to tell you that you're being wronged, that something doesn't feel fair to you, that you're being exposed to a situation that doesn't sit well with you, it doesn't feel right to you and to your nervous system. You're processing it as a dangerous situation, so you're getting angry. The energy is there for a reason. It's very fucking useful, you know? And something that's very common with parents and children. It's like, oh no, don't be angry. Don't be throwing a tantrum. Don't be getting angry at me. Like, who do you think you are? Just anything. You could have been exposed to anything. And I am sensing, like, could potentially be verbal abuse. It could potentially, you know, you could have potentially been exposed to a lot of things. I'm feeling a lot of heavy energies in that sense. That might have shut down your voice in cases where you don't feel like being angry. It's safe for you or the people around you. You know, you shut it off and it goes away. And a part of you that you're being asked to integrate is your anger. It's that protective energy that you have lost. You're being asked to look at anger in a different light, to look at anger at you as your protector, your best friend, in terms of, you know, things that are dangerous to you, because disconnect from anger means a lack of boundaries and a lack of being able to, maybe it doesn't really show. Maybe you're good at saying no, but then you're only good at saying no when you can identify what you don't want. But maybe you're not always identifying what you want. Maybe that's why still life feels a little bit iffy, a little bit questionable, a little bit weird. And you're being annoyed. If you're in a situation where you're being triggered and you're being annoyed and you're feeling suffocated by the situation and you're finding yourself in that situation, really just evaluate. I'm not saying, you know, certain kind of situations are, you know, out of the conversation when I'm saying this. There's things that you cannot avoid, and I'm not getting into that. I'm not trying to mention those types of scenarios, but situations where you agreed to go with somebody somewhere, or you agreed to do this, where you verbally agreed to do something, you gave your consent to do something, and you were still feeling iffy, then maybe you did not want to go with your mom to do groceries, or maybe you did not want to do this, and it was out of people pleasing. It was out of a lack of boundaries with yourself, or a lack of awareness of, look, I don't like this and I don't like exposing myself to this. But since you were exposed to things that you didn't like for so long in your life, it's kind of hard to discern. Yeah, that aspect, that anger that you have to integrate, that fragment of yourself, is that fragment that gives you that, and changing your perspective on anger and really seeing it that way as a tool to really be able to give yourself. So it's been like 3 years since we were interrupted. I've even had to change phones. I was filming with my phone and I ran out of space. There was like a shit ton of interruptions. But finally, after 3 hours, that's a lie. It's only been, sorry about that, a few minutes. I'm trying to move the mic closer to you. But I'm finally back. And I think, I'm not sure at this point, but I think I was talking about, if I'm not mistaken, your perspective on anger and, you know, that emotion specifically, that fragment of yourself that you're trying to integrate. You have to change your perspective on it, because that, whether that be in a conscious or subconscious level, you're being asked to change your perspective and really look at it as something that gives you awareness to self. Because sometimes the problem is not setting the boundary or saying no, is that we can't identify when to say no. It's hard to identify, especially if you've been exposed to, especially if you've been exposed to just any traumatic situation, trauma, just anything of that sort that took a toll on you. And that was specifically, if it was repeatedly, especially, like, you kind of have to give your power away so many times that it's hard to really even be aware enough to set the boundary and to identify when you want to say no and when you want to say yes. So a lot of the times we might not be able to set the boundary because we don't know it. And then an emotion that specifically helps us with that is anger. So while I thought it was filming, I actually shuffled and got this cards out for you guys, which you guys weren't seeing because my phone ran out of space. I'm gonna try to do something with the background noise because there's a lot, but I can't continue interrupting your reading anymore, so I'm just gonna scream over the noise. Hopefully you can hear my voice and not the noises. So here we have the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Oh, and the Lovers. This is hella nice. Like, let me tell you, you got beautiful cards and a beautiful energy. Like, this is, come on, we have the High Priestess, the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, turning in your favor, by the way. I think once you set boundaries, I think in your life it's more so what you need is, it's like saying no more to certain things so that you can create space for these experiences. And I think that's why, you know, we're seeing them underneath this, you know, set of cards, this little story right here. Oh, hope you guys can see it right here. So we can see that it's like after the storm then comes all of this. After you learn to sit with yourself and really sit with your anger and integrate it enough to say no to those experiences you don't want to have, you access those experiences you do want to have in your life. And you gain introspection, and it's like the missing piece of the puzzle for your life to start flourishing and feeling like yours. Because I think you're in a good place, but it don't feel like that because you're giving away your power when you're not saying no to certain situations and certain experiences in your life. But here I can see all of the blessings trying to come through and trying to come into your life. And we're talking like transformational shit, like ending of a phase here with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like an ending and a new beginning. The wheel is turning and your reality might completely shift just out of nowhere unexpectedly once you start saying no to certain things and they start dissipating and disappearing from your life. Your world will become one that you can fall in love with, actually. You're gonna have more time to say yes to those things that really matter, that you truly love, and they're gonna come in. The space is going to be created and they're going to come in. You just need to start saying no to those experiences that are not creating that world that you want to live in. I think your inner child needs a lot of love, and that's a very important message too. There's a very big message here about the people that come into your life being approved by your inner child, essentially. Like, try to make sure that the people that you expose yourself, since I'm seeing like tower moments, hopefully you can't hear my neighbors. After saying no to all of those, no, let me go back. I got a little lost. So here with the lovers, there's the message of your inner child wanting to just come through and genuinely and authentically in every interaction, in every relationship that you might have into your life, come into your life. Well, I was saying the tower moment. Sorry about that. So I can sense like a little bit of a tower moment with other people in your life, because now you're becoming a new person. You're vibing in a different energy. You're saying no to certain experiences, and that eliminates people that are, came with those experiences. And your inner child it's like very happy about that. Even if you might feel a little conflicted, even if you might feel like absolute fucking crap, your inner child is very happy with those decisions, and they're encouraging you to really run the people that you let into your life by them, to try to make sure that it's their energy. It's like an energy that houses their energy, your inner child's energy. So it's a safe and comfortable space. There's a lot about creating too. Like, there's a lot of creativity and creative energy to explore within your inner child that's not feeling safe because of the lack of boundaries. And I think that's part of the shift that's coming in for you. There's like a lot of creativity and a lot of creative sparks and a lot of passion and sacral chakra energy coming through here, that your inner child is trying to just give to you. You just have to create the boundaries in a safe space so that you can just take them and let your inner child come through and be like, yo, here you go. So I think inner child healing and sitting with your inner child is something very important for you. Just find one little thing or just something that I mentioned in another pile that's very easy to do, to just give yourself, to honor yourself, and in this case, honor your inner child could be just eating your favorite meal as a child, which, cooking, eating, it's something that we still do every single day. So it wouldn't take a lot from you, it's just a little thing to do for your inner child. Like, look, I got you your favorite snack, here you go. I think that could be potentially very, very beneficial for you. So yeah, I think I'll leave it here. I think this is all for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back later. I'll see you around. Mira.